And then finally, tomorrow brings an important legal challenge in Thurston County Superior Court to the income tax repeal initiative and that public investment impact disclosure statement from the Attorney General that will appear alongside Initiative 645. And the legal challenge is based on the fact that those folks say this PIID is anything but unbiased. And they also argue it's factually inaccurate. And that's what the case that they will make before this Thurston County Superior Court judge on Friday. Now, a PIID, which was passed by state lawmakers a few years back, is supposed to describe how a ballot measure, in this case, an initiative, changes state taxes or fees and impacts the state budget. So, eventually there will be revenue from the income tax that could, if it's repealed, impact the state budget. But again, those statements are supposed to be neutral and accurate. Now, the challenger in this case is a man by the name of Arthur West, and he believes that the PIIDs have been weaponized by the AG's office to make voters think that if the initiative, the income tax repeal, is in fact adopted, the consequences will be dire. So here's that challenger, Arthur West.
The principle is separation of powers in Washington now has taken on a new form, which is stronger and protects against incursions into coordinate branches. And the people, when in adopting legislation, have reserved their right to act as a coordinate branch and to have the executive write in portions of a law and insert them into the ballot title after it's been certified. Is just crazy in my view. I don't see how that could possibly stand constitutional muster, but could go either way. You never can tell what's going to happen in court.
Mr. West sent me a copy of the argument that his attorneys will be making on Friday, and it says this in part: this case is not about whether voters should know an initiative's fiscal consequences. Plaintiff agrees they should. This case is about something far more troubling, whether the government, under a false flag of informing the public and regulating the initiative process, can instead insert false, politically charged propaganda into the ballot title itself immediately before voters cast their vote for one category of initiatives only, chosen by their political content. So he believes, again, that statement is politically charged and factually inaccurate. And those arguments will play out in court tomorrow. Now, I was told by GOP Chairman Jim Walsh this week that the judge may very well issue a rewrite right there on the spot at the conclusion of that hearing. They could also take the recommendation of the challengers for how it should be reworded, or the judge could simply say there's no issue with the PIID as issued by the AG, and that's how it's going to appear on the ballot. There's urgency here because August 21 is the final date for all of the ballot language to be finalized as they prep the voters' pamphlets, and they have to get those ballots printed up well in advance of the November election to get those overseas ballots sent out and such. So we're going to be following that very closely on Friday, and stay tuned for updates for certain. That's it for today's episode of Washington in Focus Daily for this Thursday. As always, we appreciate you watching, like, and subscribe to our podcast, and we hope to see you again on Friday.